lovely beings. Welcome to this lovely little practice that I hope will be a joyful little start to your day. This is designed to be a lovely morning practice for you to do first thing in the morning so that you feel like you're starting off the day on the right foot, but it can also be done at any other time of the day too. So we're going to begin reclining and we're going to finish standing. And the first little part of the practice can be done reclining on your mat. If you want to have a blanket on your mat just for a little bit of extra cushioning and softness, you could do that. But you could also do the first part of this practice just laying on your bed if you are finding it difficult to get up this morning. Okay, so let's begin. Let's come and lay down however you're laying down, wherever you're laying down, on our backs, with the knees bent, soles of feet on the mat, let's have the feet as wide as the mat and the knees just falling in toward one another in constructive rest pose, and hands can fall wherever's comfortable for you. So the aim for me today is actually not to speak too much to you in the practice. I know that some of us find it difficult to wake up in the morning, and I don't want to irritate you by too many words, too much stimulation. So let's just take a moment or two here and deepen the breath a little. And when you're ready, we'll pick up the feet, draw the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs. You might rock a little side to side here, giving yourself a big hug to begin the day. Upper body embracing the lower body. And remember, if this is not the morning, it doesn't matter. It's still just a lovely practice. And let's keep our right leg drawing in and our left leg can reach long on the mat, and just take a lovely deep breath here. And then let the hands go as you reach the right foot to the sky. Hands might rest on the abdomen or back down on the floor. And you might just start to circle the foot or point and flex the foot. Just creating space and brightness beneath your skin today. Awakening the body in the sweetest way. And then we'll rebend our right knee, hug it into the chest again, and let's come across the body into a twist. Knee drawing over to the left, and right arm opening out to the right. And you can experiment with the placement of your right arm. Maybe you prefer to bring the right hand to the right side ribs and breathe into the hand. Or maybe you'd like to play with reaching the right arm diagonally up and to the right. Let's enjoy one more full breath here together. We'll release and make our way back to center, hugging both knees back into the chest again, just for a moment. Little rock side to side. And then we'll reach the Right leg long on the mat, keep the left knee drawing in, and just take a deeper, fuller breath here. And reaching the left foot up to the sky. Of course you can hold on to the leg with the hands if you like, but it might just be nice to let the hands rest. And playing with the foot in space, using breath and movement just to gently awaken our body. And then we'll rebend the left knee and draw it across the body to the right, coming into the twist on the other side. And playing with your left arm, placing it wherever feels divine for you. And perhaps whatever offers you a sense of brightness and lightness, creating space for joy, perhaps even. Soft face. Another breath. And then let's gently return to center and come back to both knees to the chest for a moment before we cross right ankle to top of left thigh and just take this lovely sweet little thread the needle release. Hands reaching through to take a hold of the back of the left thigh or the front of the left shin. And maybe there's just a little rocking side to side. And let's keep the legs in this figure 4 shape, but let the left foot come back down onto the mat. And then spread the arms or reach the arms overhead as you allow the legs to swivel over to the left, just into another sweet twist. Sole of right foot meets the floor, and right knee can reach away from your face, pointing up towards the ceiling. Allowing the lower belly to be soft and just to receive the breath. Let's enjoy one more conscious inhalation here. And on the exhale, gently draw back to center. Release and switch sides. Left ankle to right thigh. Reaching through. Maybe a little rock across the back of the pelvis on this side too. And as we create space in the body, we're just allowing any stickiness, tiredness, sleepiness, stuckness to release and to flow through the body, creating space for freshness. And then let's let that go. Keeping the legs in the same position, sole of right foot to mat, legs swiveling over to the right, and see where the arms want to drift out wide, reaching overhead, or maybe even holding opposite elbows behind you. Enjoying another delicious conscious inhale here. And returning to center, coming out on the exhale. Release, hug the knees to the chest again, little sway side to side. Maybe a brief happy baby pose, feet to sky, knees wide, hands to feet or ankles or backs of thighs. And then we'll let that go, and just however you want to flow, let's make our way to a comfortable seat. So you might roll to a side and press yourself up, or you might just rock a little up and down the spine and come up to sit comfortably. So you might kneel, you might sit on a block or a cushion, sit on your sofa. Any comfortable seat that just allows you to sit tall for a moment. And as we start to slowly come a little more upright, just feeling the crown of the head blossoming open towards sky, upwards towards the sun, perhaps somewhere up there. And let's just start by moving the globe of the skull, drawing the chin to the chest. And then the right ear to the right shoulder in a little semicircle. Chin to chest. And left ear to left shoulder. And we'll just do this a few times at your own pace. Repeating. And now might be a nice time to yawn, or just to deliberately relax the jaw, soften the face, maybe even gently smile. And we'll do one more to each side. Before we draw the head back to center. And roll the shoulders just forward, up, back and down a few times. So getting into a little bit of the whole body this morning or in this practice. Awakening, but awakening gently. And the next time your shoulders drop back and down, let's stay there and we'll just gently side bend. Maybe stepping right hand out first and leaning up and over to the right. And switching sides. And we'll just flow together, side to side. So you might not look exactly like me. You might be flowing side to side in a slightly different way. So you can play with the arms and the side bending a little. Maybe reaching forward and rolling the top shoulder up. Let's do one more to each side. Back to center, interlace the hands in front of you, turn the palms forward and stretch the arms up. Just getting a little taller now, as though you're just growing a few centimeters or an inch. And let's release the hands behind us and interlace the fingers. And this is just going to depend on how you're seated, but just do the best with what you've got and reach the knuckles behind you. Open across the front of your chest. And let's lift the chin. Just give a little bit more space and length to the front of the neck and the throat. And then let's let that go and come into a child's pose. So I'll meet you in child's pose. You can put whatever you might have been sitting on off to one side and we'll arrive together. So let's reach the arms forward if you can today or this morning as you drape your torso over your legs. Give ourselves a few moments now for a few deep full breaths into the back body, into the back ribs, directing the movement of the breath down towards the lower back even. And on your next in-breath, follow the in-breath to rise to all fours, tabletop, and just start to wave the spine through cat and cow. And you can play here. So you might play with the position of the hands. Or you may take the cat-cow movement into circular motion. Or you might even play with lifting an arm up, reaching it into space, and bringing it back down again. So let's just take a handful of breaths here. 5 to 7 breaths, just to explore on all fours with cat-cow and any variation of cat-cow that feels delicious, delightful, and that brings you joy. And if you're still playing and finding joy in cat-cow, then please feel free to stay here as long as you like. Or if you'd like to travel with me, we'll start to slide the hips back to child's pose. And then rise and glide forward, shifting forward, front of the hips melting, forward and down. Soft little back bend, relaxed up dog, and back to child's pose. And repeating this a few times. Just letting the movement kind of wave through your body. Opening, releasing. And the breath too. Breathing in fresh, nourishing oxygen. Breathing out waste, what we don't need, carbon dioxide. Wherever you are, enjoy 1 or 2 more breaths. And as you're ready, we'll make our way to meet in our first downward dog. So tucking the toes, pouring the weight into the legs as you lift the hips up and back. And then dancing here a little too. Playing with the legs, the feet, the hips, your tail. And from down dog, let's float the right leg and just reach the right foot into the space behind you. And play a little here. So you might bend the knee, drop the heel back behind you. You might circle the knee in space, lubricating the hip. Or maybe you play with the foot in space. Just one more full breath. On your next exhale, we'll step the right foot forward and wide. Nice wide lizard lunge. Right toes turned out, left knee lowering to the mat. And just take a moment to arrive. Hands on the mat, chest drawing forward. And if it's the morning time, I like to always just add gentle rocking, gentle swaying, gentle movement. Just easing into the body. So you might rock the hips side to side here. And then I invite you to take a little side bend with me this morning or today. Let's walk the hands away from the front leg. So now we're facing diagonally to the left and come down onto the left forearm if you've got the space today, and reach that right arm and those right fingers diagonally forward and away to the left, beyond the front left corner of your mat. So lots of length through the outer upper right arm, right side body. And you can allow the head to drop and just take one more breath. And returning to center, coming back onto the hands. Let's tuck the toes under, lift the back knee, and we'll twist. Turn to the right, reach the right arm up. Full in breath here. And exhale, hand down and step back. Downward dog. And we'll just go straight second side. Left leg reaches and explores space for a few breaths in your three-legged dog. I hope you feel the awakening, the brightening in your body with the movement, creating sparks of sensation and light with our movement. And then exhale, left foot steps outside the left hand. Lovely wide lunge, back knee to mat. And again, just arriving. And if you're feeling really sleepy or tired, then just start to emphasize just a little bit the inhalations. Full deep inhalations, bringing lots of fresh, nourishing, nutritive, I don't know if that's a word, oxygen into the body, invigorating and enlivening. And then we can walk the hands towards the right, away from the front leg. And you can stay here or reach the left fingertips away, or come down onto your right forearm first and reach the left fingertips away. Let's take another breath here. Fanning open the left side ribs on your inhalation. And gently returning back onto the hands, hands under shoulders. Curl your back toes under, lift your back knee up, and return left, reaching with the left arm. And exhale, release, step back, downward dog. Let's come off those hands now, shall we? We'll step forward into a forward fold, slowly making our way to stand. And just drape forward, Uttanasana, over the legs. And you might like to interlace the hands behind the skull today. Release the thumbs. The thumbs can just settle alongside the nape of the neck as you allow the elbows to be heavy. And if this doesn't feel
yummy for you, then playing with any other variation of the arms that suits you. And then let's allow the hands to drop and the knees to soften, and we'll slowly roll vertebra by vertebra. Say each segment of the spine just stacking upon one another. Take your time. Rolling up the spine. And when you arrive at the top, allow yourself to lean back a little. Lift the chin if that's comfortable for your neck. Let the arms float back. And we'll come back forward, chin to chest. Rolling slowly down the spine. Furling in upon yourself or curling in upon yourself. And then once you reach the bottom, wherever that is for you, we'll come up one more time. Nourishing those little intervertebral discs as we roll back up the spine and stand tall in Tadasana, standing like a mountain. So let's soften the knees a little, and we'll just play with a little bit of standing cat-cow. So knees soft, arms opening, chest drawing forward, tail lifting behind you, little back bend here. And then the opposite, rounding through the spine, curling the tail under, releasing the head forward, arms reaching forward. We'll do a few more like this, inhaling to open through the front seam of the torso, and exhaling to open through the back seam of the torso. Follow your own rhythm. And after the next time you round forward on the exhale, inhale, stand tall, reach the arms up overhead and separate the hands. And if you like, you might visualize holding the sun, the golden orb of the sun, which I don't know about you, but always brings me so much joy. Maybe feeling the sun rays on your skin, kisses of the sunlight on your skin, and let's start to just play, gently drawing the sun up and over to the left, through center, and to the right, back to center, over to the left, and be gentle, soften the knees, traveling with the sun all the way around, forward, down, over to the right, and back up again. Let's just do 2 more full circles, holding this beautiful golden orb of energy, our source of energy, our source of life between our hands. And let's change direction, 3 circles in the other direction. And if you don't feel comfortable holding the sun, then maybe you're holding something else. Maybe it's the moon. I've lost count, so I'll do 1 more. Back to center. Reaching up. And looking up. Palms meet. Hands to heart center. Let's take a deep breath in. Sweep the arms out wide. And reach up. And exhale. Draw the hands down to our heart. And pause. Take a full breath. And maybe this is where you feel ready to invite an intention into your day, an inspiration, something offering you support and nourishment for the rest of your day. And this is where I leave you today. Thank you so much, beautiful ones, for sharing your practice. I hope you have a really beautiful, joyful rest of your day. And if you enjoyed this practice, then please feel free to subscribe so you know when the next practice becomes available for you. Peace, peace, peace. Shanti, shanti, shanti.